The walls are now closing in for Tyson Fury. His dad finally admits Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to this day is a dangerous fight for his son. But then he says Wilder, if Tyson Fury trains right, will be knocked out in 5. This team is all over the place, and I'm gonna break it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys, and I encourage you guys, to throw a like on the video. When you guys hit the thumb up, it's a simple YouTube gesture. You see the like button underneath this video playing. Take the couple seconds and smash the like button. It goes a long way, really, to notify others that the content is a hit, and this could be what they're looking for, the informative boxing content. This is your one-stop shop for all your boxing needs. Yeah. Let's get to it. So I posted this on my Twitter, @Boxingego. Follow me there. This is direct quotes from a recent John Fury interview. And when I've told you in the past that Tyson, John Fury, the Fury family are all over the place, I meant it. And I'm going to read the quotes verbatim and then explain again why I've been telling you guys that. Digital mob. All right. So these are direct quotes from an interview. Let me blow it up a little bit more for the fans. Follow me @Boxingego on Twitter. John Fury says, quote, "The only problem," referring to Tyson Fury, "is inactivity. If Tyson was active, he could have fought Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder on the same night." So first of all, that's cap, because you fought Wilder in the first fight and got knocked out. So how would you have fought Wilder and Joshua the same night? Second, it's a moot point because it's neither here nor there. We all had to face the global pandemic that we're in, and he hasn't fought since February 2020. So you would think the commentary would be a little bit more realistic. The pandemic is something no one could have controlled, which ultimately prevented the fight from happening earlier. And then on top of that, if you were so worried about inactivity, Tyson Fury ran from the fight, had to go through a legally binding arbitration mediation process, and then pulled out of the July 24th fight with the Rona. So at the end of the day, more of this is Tyson Fury's fault than not. The only thing that he couldn't control was the global pandemic. So I don't want to hear none of this from Tyson Fury's team, because if you were worried about inactivity, you shouldn't have let Wilder drag you to court and win in an arbitration when you could have just fought him outright when the world started clearing up. Because Gervonta Davis, he's a big PBC guy. Errol Spence, they fought. Like, the crowd started coming back. Vaccinations became available. So Tyson Fury could have fought even before July's scheduled date if he wasn't going through this legal process that Wilder and his team were smart enough to put a clause in. Let me keep going. So it's a lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda, and I'm not a big fan of that. Let's talk about facts. Talk about Danny. But circumstances, the world, the Rona, stuff like that, which is what I just said. We gotta go when we're ready and not before. If you go to America half-cocked, then your belt will stay there. So once again, you've already heard the doubt. He says if he goes to, that's why I don't believe Fury had Rona at all, because it looked like he wasn't ready. Listen to what his dad is telling you. His own flesh, his own blood, part of the reason he's even in this world. He says, if you go to America half-cocked, your belt will stay there. So that means you lose. That means Wilder beat you. That's the truth, because I'm a realist. If you don't do it right, your belt stays in America. I know Tyson Fury, my son, flattened Deontay Wilder last time. Cap. He did not flatten him. He made his ear bleed, and he won via TKO, corner throwing in the stoppage. Flatten him is what happened to Fury in the first fight. So somebody standing up upright, that's not being flattened. But whatever. I'm not going to mince words, whatever. He says Fury flattened Wilder last time. He busted him last time. But let me tell you, without preparation, something can go wrong. Now you start to see the lies unfold. Everything became so real when Wilder won the arbitration. Everything else on social media, and Glovegate and trying to run from the fight, that wasn't real for Tyson Fury until that judge says, fight him or retire. If you try to fight Joshua or anybody else, they'll be brought into this. An injunction will be ordered. You will be sued and virtually penniless. Now everything's real. Now you hear the real fear. So you got to listen to what people are saying. I study linguistics and vernacular and assess what people are saying. He keeps talking about inactivity, lack of preparation. So everything adds up to what I said. I don't believe Tyson Fury with the Rona story. I don't believe he was ready, but listen to what his own dad is saying. Does it sound like he was ready? Why does he keep talking about, I'm glad he's with me and he's here in the UK with me and your belt will stay in America if you don't prepare? I thought Tyson Fury, there's an interview since he was mandated to fight Wilder from the Honorable Judge Weinstein, and Tyson Fury literally says on camera, I don't need to train to beat Wilder. I kick his ass. That's what he said. So once again, this family continues to lie. It's like Tourette syndrome. Whatever they feel like spitting out, John Fury, Tyson Fury, at that given moment, very emotional, it comes out. 1 minute, Tyson Fury says he doesn't need to train. He says Wilder's a boom, you big dosser, your ish house and all this stuff. But then he'll give Wilder props and say Wilder will annihilate all the other heavyweights, right? And no one can beat him except for allegedly himself, right? John Fury, he keeps going back and forth, which I'll get to. But listen, he says, without preparation, something can go wrong. Who talks like this if you are confident? Deontay Wilder is still the most dangerous heavyweight out there. Man, it's looking bad for old media, y'all. He said he's still the most dangerous heavyweight out there. So John Fury, Tyson Fury, apologists and fans, gypsies, whatever, we continue to see Tyson Fury fanatics or whatever say Wilder has skinny legs and stick legs and he sucks and he's a bum. But his own dad doesn't feel that. His own dad is telling you what it is right here. Most dangerous heavyweight out there. You got to give him his respect. I hate Wilder as a man. We don't care. He's not a man. In fact, he's a piece of rubbish, but that piece of rubbish can fight and he can punch. So that's how you know Wilder is the realest out, because people that don't even like you and don't have many good words to say still can't front on what you bring to the table. He says even though he's a piece of rubbish, he can fight and he can punch. But any other interview, John Fury and Tyson Fury continue to call this man out of his name, and Fury calls him a bitch, a pussy, etc. He says, I hate him as a man. He's not a man, a piece of rubbish, blah, blah, blah. But the piece of rubbish can fight and he can punch. So we got to get it right. If it was down to me, it will be right. But it's not. You're not his lead trainer. I think if Tyson Fury is on his A game, listen to the words. I think if Fury is on his A game. I thought y'all were so confident. If we tick the boxes, if we tick on the boxes, it'll be over within 5 rounds. I'm still not interested in Wilder, but he's cropped up. He's a bump in the road, and we got to get through him. He's not going to go away because the powers that be in America said he's entitled to a 3rd fight, which is absolutely rubbish. Sounds scary to me. How is it rubbish when you did a 2-fight deal, the 2nd and 3rd fight, and you only gave him 1 fight and beat him and try to run off with this belt? Bro, Tyson Fury's team's looking bad. It's all mind games and politics again, end quote, John Fury. So I rest my case. This is not a confident team. They don't have the faith that Tyson Fury fans claim to have in the comment section. Oh, Wilder's a bum dosser and all this. This is John Fury, May 29th. He says he was upset that his son was not fighting Joshua, and he's worried. You see it on the screen, worried about Deontay Wilder fight, right? So he went from this on May 29th saying things like, chuck the belt in the bin, let Wilder have it, just fight AJ. So he's pleading with his son. I'm concerned whether my son can raise his game for Wilder if he gets complacent, whether he makes a mistake. It's got a good chance of going wrong. These are the comments that John Fury had said May 29th. shortly after that, and making his son look like he wasn't confident, then he came out and I did a video, right? 6 days ago. Make sure you guys check that video. Deontay Wilder will be put in the ICU. And if you look it up, there was another interview he did about a month after, 7 days ago, 6 days ago. You see my video and you see this. It says Deontay Wilder will go to the intensive care unit, the ICU, after the Fury 3 fight. Bro, this is not a confident team, because you wouldn't have to constantly go back and forth with your opinion. Wilder's team, they sound confident. They said it's going to be over in 5, and no one on the team, Telly, Tay, Wilder, Malik Scott, nobody is deriving from JD's, nobody, Shelly Finkel. I haven't seen anyone contradict it. And when people do all that rah, you can't believe it, because you're saying too many different things in a short space of time. Tyson will put Wilder in the intensive care unit. And I'm telling you now, Deontay, he's not in the devil's playground. He's not getting eaten alive by all those people, blah, blah, blah. Tyson's got me now, and we're going to put in so much work. We're going to crush you, my friend. It's going to be untrue. So a month ago, he was saying that he's worried for his son. Then a month later, he started saying, rah, Wilder's going to the ICU. He's going to lose his life in the fight and things like that. And then fast forward to today's video, he keeps complaining like, oh, my son's inactive and the powers that be, it's politics. And my son got to check all the tick boxes. This team is not confident. Their actions show you that. October 9th, I can't wait. Don't be surprised if Tyson Fury tries to find another way to weasel himself out of the fight, using something, saying his daughter that was just born has had problems, just something. Tyson Fury, I don't think he really truly wants to fight Wilder at all. I think he knows what he did. I think he cheated in the second fight and the first fight. And now he has to meet his maker, and that's Deontay the Bronze Bomb Wilder. So at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want, but there's no other causation for this constant flip-flopping of words if you really and truly believe what you're saying. Wilder's going to lose his life and be put in the ICU, but you keep talking about how you're worried and things can go wrong and you got to train because Wilder's the most dangerous. You know what it is. I know what it is. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and I'm out.